G'day. Something a little different from me for this video. Normally I'll be making things, but in this video I want to talk about an e-bike I just bought. Now, a couple of years ago, I bought myself a bike because I'm horribly arthritic, and walking was becoming a bit of a too high impact for my knees. So I thought riding a bike would be better exercise to help control my weight, and let's face it, I'm getting younger. So I got to the point where I was building up a fair bit of fitness, and I was riding a 15-kilometre ride for about an hour, 4 or 5 times a week. And I got one morning after one of those 15-kilometre rides and almost couldn't walk. And my left knee had finally given out. So after a lot of hunting around, I found somewhere to get it done at a half reasonable price here in Thailand. Now, that hasn't been... I had a full knee reconstruction, and it's not been a success. And I tried getting back onto my bike, and even after a 5-kilometre ride, it'd be so much pain the next day I'd hardly be able to walk again. So for quite a while I hummed and hard about what should I do about it. And then a week or so ago I had a test ride on a mate of mine's e-bike. Now his is a 500 watt bike, and when it first took off I thought, whoa, hang on a minute, what's going on here? But I rode it out of the village, and you'll see in the upcoming video that it's all uphill to get out of my village. But I rode it to the top and back, and I was a convert. So I hunted around, and I looked for something at a reasonable price, because I don't have a lot of money to throw around. And I came up with this Frike. It's at 88EO or E0, and I'll read this off because I haven't memorised it. It's only got a 250 watt hub mounted motor in it. It's 36 volts, and it has an 8 amp hour battery. It also has 21 speeds, and they're all Shimano gear too, I might add. So it's not rubbish gears. But anyway, I'll take you over there. I've recorded the assembly of the bike. Once it's all assembled and the battery's charged, we'll take it for a ride. Follow me over there, we'll put it together. All I've got to say was pretty well packaged. All of that stuff was jammed in the carton with it, and that's how it came out of the box unassembled, so I could get stuck into it and assemble it. Well, all these cables and wires are a right bunch of spaghetti, and it was quite a handful to actually fit this up on here with all these cables that are already connected. The only thing that's not connected is the front brake cable. Got to hook that up yet. But I can see myself having to undo some of these things, take them off the handlebars, and relocate some of these cables. And the rear brake cable at the moment is on this side. I think it needs to be relocated to the other side. And the other thing to fit up on the front here is it comes with a headlight, and that gets mounts down on the bracket with the bumper bar when that goes on. Not the bumper bar, the mudguard. Anyway, so I'll get into this and get all this stuff sorted out, and then I'll get back to it. Now, this thing does come with a set of instructions, and they're actually not too bad. Pictures and English text. I was expecting to see something in Chinese or Thai. A lot of what you buy here, it shows up. It's got nothing but Thai instructions. Even the owner's manual for my Yamaha Aerox is only in Thai. It's a bit of a pain. But anyway, they supply with this incredibly flexible rack for all the wires. So I'm nearly done here with that. So I've used these plenty of times before, and they can be difficult damn things to wrap to fit. But this one's not too bad, because it's really flexible. Quite soft and flexible. But I've just added another wire into it, and since I added one extra wire into it, it's gotten a little more difficult. I've pulled out the headlight wire just out of there. But still got a lot of wire here, and the instructions tell you just to stuff it all back down in the frame. But I was pushing it in there, and it just sort of stopped. So I think I'll be bundling up whatever I can't wrap up and put the cable tie in it somehow. Keep it all neat and tidy. Stop it getting caught up in the front wheel. Definitely made it harder once I added the extra wire into it. It was wrapping really easy prior to that. Am I impressed with this stuff? I also found when I went digging through the box, this thing comes with a really nice little tool that I've never quite seen the likes of. I thought it was just an Allen key set, but it's got all these Allen keys in it. What's trying to pass for a blade screwdriver and Phillips screwdriver, and this horrible looking thing here, and 3 sockets. An 8, 10 mil, 8, 9 and 10 mil, and 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5 and 6 millimetre Allen keys, plus a little spanner down in the side here. Whichever way that comes out, which way does that come the other way? So it's all very nifty. They're quite a nice little tool. Amazing. Alrighty, now that all that wiring and everything sorted out down here, time to fit up the front wheel and sort this front brake out. I notice it's barely attached. No quick release axle on the front, which is disappointing. But for what I paid for this, it's got to be probably one of the cheapest e-bikes on the market, in all honesty. And luckily, because they were stuffing me around delivering it, in the end I got it $2,000 cheaper than I was going to get it for, because in the meantime Lazada decided that they were having a big birthday sale, and I got a massive discount through that off this. So instead of costing $10,000, it only cost in the end $12,000. It only cost in the end $10,000. 10.5, whatever it was. But that's truly a cheap bike. Even though they give you that tool set, they give you a couple of Allen keys to go with it as well. And it had to be on the other side, didn't it? No, well, it's never easy doing this. Flow squeeze that. Who's the brake up? Get it to line itself up and then lock it all up. Front brake hooked up. They also give you an open end spanner. There it is, took it over the fetch. Not much of a spanner, but hey, it's free. Well, it's free, paid for it. Alright, so I'll flip it back over. The stand's already fitted, so I'll be able to put the stand up. What's going on there? Wait, you idiot. Ah, I'll have to take wheel off again. Alrighty, so there's only a couple of things left to do. Fit this rear mudguard on. It's a flimsy looking thing, but it's easy enough to fit. Goes on onto the seat shaft here. Got a couple of different bushes in there. Got the right size. Just tighten it, put a screwdriver in. That seat's back up. Oh yeah. The fellas. I'm really right, mate. Come on, this side is a right hand thread, the one on the other side is a left hand thread. Righto, now there's only one thing left to do. One thing left to do, and that is get the battery. And the battery has a locking pin and key to lock it on with. Some tin and it pops the pin out. You do the right spot. Right. But battery so no one can steal the damn thing. That leaves just one last thing, and that is charge it up and take it for a ride. So we'll get it charged up and then we'll come back. Alrighty, so it's all charged, and I've turned the sound down because the motor sounds absolutely horrendous in this little Akaso video recorder inside its case. But I will, whenever it's not making horrible noises, I'll open it up. Now you can see this is uphill, all the way out of my village is uphill, because the entrance to where we live is on the top of a hill. So no matter where I go for a ride, it's uphill to get out, and it's uphill to get back home again. So thus the e-bike. Now I would normally have had to slug it up this hill here. It doesn't look very steep, but you can see it coming up towards the top there. There's a little ramp that just jumps up all of a sudden, and after punching it up this hill and having to slow down over this speed bump coming up, then it was always down to the lowest gear I've got to get up there to the guardhouse. The twist throttle is great for climbing over things like that speed bump, and it just gets you going again until you can get pedaling and the pedal assist kicks in. But anyway, when I reach the top here, I will speed things up a bit. Alrighty, so for the next kilometre or nearly 2, I suppose, it's either flat or downhill, and this is the hill that kills me on the way home, or used to kill me on the way home. And I'll show that at normal speed on the way back. These roads all down through here used to be dirt back when I used to walk them, when I first moved out here to live. I'm about to get a rude shock as I ran this corner down here. I knew there used to be dogs in here. I used to walk this, like I said years ago, it was a 5 kilometre walk. And there was always a few dogs in here. I used to carry a big stick with me. But I was about to find out just how fast this thing goes and how fast I can pedal. And if I've got one thing to say about this bike, the highest gear is not high enough, because I had 4 very angry dogs chasing after me. It took till about here for them to stop chasing me. The pedal assist's been turned back on to climb up this hill. It doesn't look very steep, but it just, you can see the tops of the fences are stepped. And well, just about there, when I used to walk it, I saw the biggest cobber I've ever seen in my life come from across from that wall. It was literally the full width of the road when it was all zigzagging across the road. It was huge, and about 2 inches or 2.5 inches thick. Massive big cobra. Now this is all uphill for quite a while here. You can tell by how slow I'm going, and that was with pedal assist, and it's still uphill for quite a while. Might have speed this up a bit. To consider the battery a little, any time I'm going on the flat or downhill, I turn the power assist off. I was going to turn off just to the left there, but I decided to keep going and do a longer ride and test it out a little more. Just here to the right, and turn off, and there's another uphill section. So the pedal assist is back on to get up here. I turn left at the top up here. Keep going. Came across another snake coming across here one day when I was pedaling around here with my daughter, and she kind of freaked out about it. Turn left just down here. Yep. Pedal assist is off, and we're riding on the flat. This turn off to the right here, there's a elephant village down there where you can go and ride on elephants. Quite often the roads out here are just covered in elephant crap. This is all uphill, this section here, so the pedal assist is back on. It looks relatively flat, but it is uphill. And the wind was in my face. Isn't that always the way? Whenever you're pedaling uphill, the wind's in your face. New village here on the left, that wasn't there when I stopped riding after my knee gave away. This is all still uphill. You can see the steps in the fence there. This fence has all been re-rendered as well and painted. It used to be really rough and horrible. Well, pedal assist off, back down the hill again. Now it's uphill for a while. Coming back to that hill I went down at the start. This was always a killer when I was doing my 15-kilometre rides too. I have to slug back up here again. It doesn't look that steep, but it's actually towards the top. It's only 300 metres, but towards the top, it's a 1 in 10 incline. So for every 10 metres forward you go, it goes up 1 metre. And it's a true slog up this hill. My daughter never made it up here. She used to get to, or maybe around here somewhere, and she'd have to get off and start pushing. And to be honest with you, I used to get to, or just past this post when I first started doing it, and I'd have to get off and push. But towards the end, I would get to the top, but I would be in the lowest possible gear that I had. And even now with the pedal assist going, I've dropped it down a couple of gears to make it a little easier to pedal, because this is, like I said, it doesn't look it, but it's quite steep. And I'm pretty glad I've got to the top right there. And it did it easy. I'm really happy to say it did it really easy. So I'm on the home stretch here. The village is coming up on the right. Turn in and head back down the hill and go home. So generally speaking, what do I think of this bike? It's awesome. I love it. And it makes riding up those hills really easy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.